I'm surprised that a rifle round making any degree of contact with an ear wouldn't do more damage. I think a shattered piece of shrapnel from a teleprompter is far more likely to have done that to his ear than a rifle round.
That's so silly.
The left is always screaming about misinformation, fact-checking. I know we have Mark Zuckerberg taking away fact-checking on Instagram and changing it to community notes similar to X, but it's interesting how they always want to fact-check us, and then when they just want to go willy-nilly about their own opinions, it's totally fine. Such as Sam Harris on Bill Maher the other day, where he is stating how Donald Trump's assassination attempt might not be what we all thought it was in terms of what he got hit with, which is just like doesn't matter. There was an attempt on his life to begin with, so that's the problem at hand here. If you don't know who Sam Harris is, he's debated people such as Jordan Peterson and I believe Ben Shapiro. He's like a atheist intellectual guy, and it's just interesting to hear his perspective. But before we get into that, I want to remind you guys to subscribe to RTM News to ensure to YouTube that you're enjoying these videos, and in turn they will continually show up in your feed and they'll push it out to more people. I'm Titus. Let's get into this video.
This just could be based on a faulty intuition about ballistics, but I'm surprised that a rifle round making any degree of contact with an ear wouldn't do more damage. I think a shattered piece of shrapnel from a teleprompter is far more likely to have done that to his ear than a rifle round.
That's so silly.
Well, have you seen what rifle rounds do to human bodies?
I know, but like, if it just hit it by the slightest possible degree, it just, it makes much more sense. The guy behind
Well, no, but I do, no, there's no question there were rifle rounds flying. I mean, someone was killed. I'm not debating that at all, but if in fact a teleprompter was hit by the rifle round and we know there was shattered glass, that makes more sense to me.
Oh, that he didn't get hit at all. It was the teleprompter.
He got hit by flying glass as opposed to a rifle round.
But that doesn't change the basic narration.
No, zero change.
No, I completely agree that it could be that McLovin just missed him completely.
McLovin?
That's what I call him. And shot the other guy. And he got hit by
Yes, no, it does not take anything away from him having survived a legit assassination attempt. Right. I'm not disputing that.
And what's the point in pointing that out and trying to state like, oh, I don't think it was actually a bullet that grazed him. It was, but it was probably a piece of the teleprompter. I think that's probably what hit him there, because on a rifle, it grazed his. It doesn't matter what kind of bullet it is. Well, actually, I don't know. I'm not an expert on guns and ballistics and all that stuff, as neither is he. But a simple X search, Google search video of someone explaining what happened could have easily informed him. And this guy, he does more research than most people, I would assume. So being the neuroscience, political advocate person that he is, you'd think he'd have a lot more diligence in knowing what he's talking about in regard to this. It was a very big topic at the time. And honestly, something people still talk about to this day. So it's interesting that he would just say that. Here's a video or a picture of the teleprompters after the shots were fired. They look intact to me. If you guys know that brick suit guy is who goes to all the rallies, he posted this picture because he goes to every single rally, and this is a picture of what happened after, or a picture of the teleprompters after the assassination attempt. So looks like he got hit by the bullet. Sam, quick search would have told you the truth on that, but I feel like this is a sly way to slowly just spin the narrative on what happened there. Obviously someone died, and obviously it was an attempt on his life, but like, he didn't get hit by the bullet. No, he took the bullet. And that was a huge part of the campaign going forward, and everyone that supported him. He took a bullet for you, so we gotta fight for him. Too big to rig, all that stuff, So I don't think it was necessary or okay to state that it wasn't a bullet when it's publicly known to be a bullet. Anyways, Sam Harris has some more fun things to say about Elon Musk. It's so interesting how everyone has a justifiable reason to come against anyone who was in support of Trump after they come in support of Trump. You think about Trump before he ran for office, he was loved by everybody, and then he became a Republican and he was hated by everybody. Then you see Elon Musk. He was loved by everyone before. He's this genius who's going to change the future. He's like the real life Iron Man. Tony Stark, is that you? And now it's like, oh, he's the worst thing ever. He's like mold in your toilet or something. I don't know. But here's Sam Harris's take on Bill Maher regarding Elon Musk. Let's check it out.
Bring in those short list of up things. Oh yeah, U.S. government, super up. I'm going to fix it. I think that's what gets his juices flowing. You know,
but the caveat to that is he's actually behaving in a way that is reckless and unethical and identifiable people over massively, and he doesnn't care. Right. So he's a very Trumpian character.
Give me specifics on that.
Well, I mean, he'll tweet, he'll put an identifiable, civilian on blast in front of 200 million people, knowing that that's going to completely over their lives.
Like who?
Like Yoel Roth, the head of trust and safety for Twitter, who he called a pedophile based on no evidence. And the guy had to flee his house because he was getting so many death threats. And
from kids?
Yeah. So he'll do that, and he'll do that again and again, and he knows the consequences. He's not dumb. He knows you're talking to 200 million people, 1% of whom are crazy, right? He insists on playing this game. He doesn't have to do it. He's addicted to Twitter, and it's deranging his personality, and it's undermining his ethics. And he will even over a former friend who was just trying to be a friend, helping him when he was starting to use these tools. Is
he trying to attack you?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how left or right Sam Harris is, but it is so rich hearing people on that side, whom I'm assuming he's left-leaning. It's so interesting seeing these people say, man, he just says something, and now this guy's getting all these death threats, and all these people are coming after him and saying bad things about him and this and that. It's like, yo, and that's not okay. Let me just say that right now. That's not okay. People are giving death threats to somebody based off no evidence to back up whether or not they are a pedophile or something. That's not okay. I completely denounce that behavior. But it is interesting hearing that being said from people who didn't care one bit about us. And I can't speak for Sam Harris specifically, but that side, the left, did not care one bit about us, the cancel culture that happened to us. They didn't give a crap. Yo, your accounts got taken down. Sucks. Maybe you should stop spewing such hateful, bigoted rhetoric that is destroying the lives of all the people who don't even know you personally and shouldn't be affected by your words when you mean nothing to them. I don't know. It's interesting to hear that perspective. We have another video with him talking with Jordan Peterson about Elon Musk as well. So let's check this out.
I mean, look at what Twitter has done to Elon's life, right? It's just, Elon used to be a friend. He's somebody I knew reasonably well. His engagement with Twitter has been catastrophic for him as a person, from my point of view. I mean, it's clearly a compulsion. I mean, he was so addicted to it that he felt he needed to buy the platform. But it is his use of it has been so irresponsible and produced forget about the harm he's produced in other people's lives. And nothing I'm saying now it relates to changes he's made to the platform. I mean, that's a separate thing that we can talk about. I've always been agnostic as to whether or not he could actually improve Twitter as a platform, and he may yet wind up doing that.
He has.
But I'm just talking about the way he has personally used it as a user of the platform, and the way he's interacted with people and signal boosted massively the profiles of anonymous QAnon lunatic trolls, right? I mean, he's been completely cavalier in who he interacts with, all the while knowing that anyone he boosts suddenly gets 1 million followers and has a platform that they otherwise couldn't imagine having. So I look at him and I think, all right, okay, if someone of his talent, who has so many other good things to do with his 24 hours in any given day, is this derailed by this platform? Is using it this compulsively to the obvious degradation of his reputation in most circles that count?
I just want to know if he had this same energy when it came to people like Dylan Mulvaney and Jeffrey Marsh and all these weirdos that are trying to indoctrinate kids with mentality that it's okay to be mentally impaired. It's okay to have dysphoria that is not going to be helpful to you in the long run, that is affirming something that is wrong with them mentally. And instead of getting them the help, trying to encourage them to go down that path of chemically castrating yourself, pumping all this stuff in your body, cutting off body parts that aren't supposed to be cut off, behaving in a way that isn't really you, but you just are trying to find yourself. Like, were you vocal about that too? Or just the random people that Elon Musk retweets that end up getting some sort of a following? I don't think any of them have been as dangerous to our future children as the people I named before. The Del Mulvaney's and the Jeffrey Mars. Shiz, whatever you want to call them. So I'm not going to say that everyone I don't know everyone he's retweeted. I don't know who he's made famous based off this stuff. If they're like genuinely bad, I hope that general public will just not like them. I think people are smarter than that. But it's interesting talking about people propping people up and giving them platforms when like all that has been done is that on the other side. And if it is happening on the other side, it does need to be communicated and stopped. I agree, but I just don't think anyone's doing the kind of damage that Dylan Mulvaney and Jeffrey Mars have on the right space that the mainstream right, I guess. I'm not gonna talk about the Fuenteses of the world. I don't know him that well, but his followers are crazy. Anyways, it's just interesting. I feel like it's very hypocritical, and I don't think Elon Musk is like doing anything crazy. But time will tell. Anyways, an intellectual, he just sounded like every liberal I've ever heard when it comes to Trump, Elon Musk, and anyone on the right, because we can do nothing right. So, oh well. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to comment down your thoughts below. I want to know what you guys are thinking, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.